Like I already mentioned, I'm going to explain a few features from the candidate follow-up. The recording is started, right? Yes. Okay, great. Yes, so without further ado, I will dive into the screen share. I see already some hands in the air. Is that for questions?
No, it was just to say everything is okay.
Excellent. Thank you. All right. So as you're probably familiar with, this is the candidates dashboard. So this is where you find all candidates that apply to a specific vacancy. It's a Kanban dashboard, as it is called, and you can see for each sort of card or ticket, as you prefer, each candidate. And on that ticket, you can also view the name, the source of the candidate. So in this case, it's a referral because those are test candidates, but there are also you can also view whether someone has applied through Facebook or a TikTok, for example. And then you can also view the date on which the candidate has applied, and also a few other icons. So this is for when a resume has been attached by the candidate. This is when a candidate has replied to an email that you have sent, so that you know there is a message that you can follow up on. And we also have another icon here in case a note is added to the candidate, which can also be helpful to keep an overview and briefly look at the latest status of that procedure. Right. So that's just really basic information on the candidate that is presented here. Then, when clicking on the candidate, you can also view all the information that the candidate has provided through the application form. So you can see here the interview. This is where all the questions of the application form are asked. And also you can view the answers to those questions. At the top, you can see the custom questions. So as you may know, you can also add your own custom questions to the application form. So yeah, for example, if you want to know whether people are able to work in shifts, if that's important for you to know beforehand, then you can ask questions like that, and those will end up at the top of the list of the interview of the candidates. Moreover, you can also find the contact details. So that's, of course, really important if you want to get in touch with the candidate, and also the files that has been attached to the candidate. So there are a couple of ways that, for example, a resume can be attached by a candidate. For instance, when uploading it directly into the application form. So that's the sort of the first way to do it. Then they can also send it by email. So in case a candidate did not initially upload a CV or motivation letter, for example, then a reminder email is being sent to that candidate to send the resume, after all, to your email address, and then it will be automatically be attached to the correct candidate. Finally, there's also the option to add a file yourself. Let's say that you have some sort of copy that you have made of a motivation letter that someone has brought to your office, and you can also attach it here for further reference. Okay, then there are a few more things that I would like to show you here. So the contact details I've already covered, which can be a nice addition is that you can also update the candidate's name. So in some cases, people give answers that are not very correctly their name, or for instance, a typo or something. Then you can update that here if necessary. And there's also an activity log. So for each interaction with that candidate, that can be an email being sent, and a transition from the one status, so applied to the next stage, for example, interesting. You can all view that by date and also by whom has done that transition. And yeah, you can view it here in the activity log. Okay, then there are two more things here. The labels. Um, so this is where you can provide a label or actually a color to the candidate. And this can be very helpful if you want to keep an overview on of your candidates within the procedure. So as you can see, the labels apply to the card in the Kanban board. And this can also be very useful if you're working with several colleagues on this campaign. And for instance, if you have a sort of commitment that each green candidate has been invited to an office interview, then everybody knows, okay, this candidate has already been invited. So you can sort of keep track on that as well. So that's for the labels. Then finally, the notes that I have already briefly shown. That is also something that you can add here. And especially if you want to keep track of, for instance, what has happened today. Let's say 18 of March, candidate did a great interview, follow up scheduled. And then if you save that, you will also see it when hovering over that node, and then you can easily keep track of the candidate itself. Right, so if you want to change the status of a candidate, you can just drag and drop it into one of the next stages. And this will also, of course, help you to keep an overview on the different candidates and also which you do need to follow up on, and also probably some candidates that may not be directly relevant to your vacancy. You can also drag them to enter procedure, and then you also know that you don't have to follow up on them anymore. As you can see, this is the only transition where you're prompted to send an email, because yeah, as we've all been there, it's always nice if you're not as invited to a job interview to know why. And this is where we allow you to send an email to the candidate. But for instance, you can also use one of the templates on the end procedure. So let's say you just want to notify that another candidate has been hired. You can send the email template, which has personalized variables in it, so that you can still send a personalized email without having to type the full email over and over again. So if you send that, you will see that the transition is also done. Yeah, so there it is. The candidate is now in end procedure. And of course, hopefully you will add some of the candidates to the hired stage. All right, so then the next thing that I would like to show you is the communications module. So this is the part that actually ties into the email template that I've just shown you. From within the software, you can also do communication with candidates in several ways. So for example, we allow you to send emails, send a WhatsApp message, and also to call the candidate. So the latter of these three are used as an extension. So if I click this, you will see that I'm prompted to open WhatsApp on my web browser, and then you can send a message to the candidate there. If you click call, then you will be asked to open an application that is suitable to do calls. So it can be useful if you have that. If you prefer sending emails, you can do that through the communication module. And that is within the candidate view, that you can see the communication history. So there's a sort of thread going on. And as you will see, you find the first application being sent to the candidate here. So it's like a confirmation email. Thank you for applying. We confirm that we have received your responses. So in preparation to this workshop, I have sent myself an email in response so that I can show you correctly what the threading will look like. And this way you will always keep track of when a candidate has sent something to you, and also what you can do after that. All right, so let's say you want to send another email. You can, of course, type something, but you also have the option to write an email using the AI tool. So you can click this and then say, we would like to invite for video call. And then a proper email is being written by the AI tool that matches the candidate's details, but also the vacancy for which he applied. And in this case, what I find really cool is that the AI in this part of the software also learns from your writing style within the previous emails. So in this way, you can match your tone of voice very closely without having to write the email yourself. And this will allow you to write really authentic emails while remaining as efficiently as possible. So that's a really cool feature of this module. Okay, so like I mentioned, you can also write email templates, and you can choose one of the templates that already exist, but you can also create a new template. So this is actually in the account settings. You can access that here by account and then templates. And as you will see, for example, the ask for a CG email, it contains of several variables as well as text. So of course you have the name of the templates that's just for internal reference, then the language that the template should be in, and then the subject that will go with the email that is being sent to the candidates, as well as the body. So that's the actual content of the email. You will find that there are some variables used, like the first name of the candidate, the vacancy for which he or she has applied, but also like the greetings, the name of the sender, and also from which company it is. So this is also a way to dynamically send emails to the candidates with the correct information in it, without having to spend too much time on writing up all those emails. If you want to create your own templates, you can do that from scratch, but I always recommend to create a copy of an existing email so that you don't have to worry about typing the correct variables and the correct characters with the hashtag and etc. So you can just take this and then change the text to the content that you would like to have here. So let's say you want to send an email because you want to know if people have a driver's license. You can also ask the AI tool to write the email template on this. So let's say ask candidates for driver's license, and then the email text is being generated. Yes, and you will see that also the variables are correctly being used here. Of course, you can still adapt that if necessary, but for now, I will just save it and I will show you how to send it here. Oh, I didn't add a name. So let's say a driver's license email. And then, of course, you may want to adapt the subject. Additional information requested. Yeah, right. That should be it. And then if you want to send that to a candidate, you can click on a new email and select the template that you have just created. And as you will see, it will have the correct content, but now also the user name, for example, is being used instead of the variable, which allow you to write that personalized email. All right, so that's it for the candidate's email. Now there's a few more things that I would like to show you, which can also help you to integrate using with the candidates or working with the candidates in sympl into your own workflows. So this is back on the dashboard. We actually allow you to create an export of all candidate data. So let's say you want to use that because you have another spreadsheet in which you keep track of all your candidates, or you want to import that spreadsheet into another system like an ATS system. You can we facilitate that by providing you the option to export the candidates into a CSV file. So by clicking it here, it will be downloaded, and I have prepared an overview of what it looks like. So as you can see here, you have the details of all candidates, just name, contact details, also the state, and the link to the resume. Also, you can find the notes that are written here, and also the full question and answer list of the application form, so that you have truly all information that comes with the procedure in the export. Okay, then there are two things that I would like to show you here. You can also search for candidates. So let's say you want to quickly look up the application of Joey. You can search for it here, and then it will immediately pop up. Also, you have the option to sort the candidates not only by date of application, but also by name. So especially if you have a lot of candidates, it can be useful if they're in alphabetical order. And yeah, it just makes things easier to retrieve candidates. When managing many vacancies, you of course may come across a candidate that you do not exactly remember on which vacancy he or she applied. And in that case, we have also created a more general search bar in which you can just type in the name of the candidate, and then you can also see for which vacancy the candidate has applied. And if you click that, then it will automatically open up the view on that candidate. So that is next to your account name is the candidate search bar. Okay, then there is one more thing that I would like to show you. So as some of you may already know, we also allow you to integrate the candidate dashboard within with your own ATS system. So many of you may work within a system like Recruitee or SuccessFactors for the follow-up of candidates that come in through the website, among many other things that you can do with those. And we actually allow you to integrate with over 90 options of those tools. And to illustrate what that will look like, once you have the integration set up, not only will the candidates end up within the sympl candidate dashboard, but they will also be sent directly to your own ATS system. In this example of Angie, that is SAP. And then you can manage the candidates from within the environment that you're used to working with. This is not a standard option, so if you're interested in using this, please reach out to us and we can discuss further whether that's is a viable option. But yeah, it's a really great way to select also in which job requisition the candidates should end up. And then yeah, you just have a perfect workflow of the user-friendly application form combined with the social media campaigns and full measurements with your own trusted environment for doing the candidate follow-up.